Hey everyone, Rebel Spy here, bringing you Shadow Era commentary number 19. This is viewer game number 6. It is an Amber versus Magia deck. I believe both the players in this are more accomplished, a little higher rated players, so we should just be enjoying a good game here. Had it recommended to me. It's Knight VNN is the Magia player versus Kentucky, our forum favorite Kentucky Fried Chicken is the Amber player. And so Magia gets out a Fire Snake, but has no turn 2 drop, and Amber plays nothing also on turn 2, so that's a little bit unfortunate for Kentucky. And Knight VNN 3 drop is a Brutalist. That's really unfortunate because that means they didn't have that on their 2 and drew that, or drew it with Magia, and don't have an Infernal, don't have a Medusal, don't have a Keldor. Brutalist as a turn 3 drop is kind of rough. But Jasmine comes down for Kentucky's turn 3 drop. And Brutalist and the Fire Snake just do a little bit of damage to Amber. Knocking her down to 26 health. And Magia's turn 4 drop is a Fireball on Jasmine to clear that out. So now the Amber player hopefully will have a Jeweler's Dream by this point that they can use to take out the Fire Snake, and then 2 extra resources for something like a Puin or a Blood Frenzy, something like that. We'll see what their 4 drop is. So yep, they do have the Jeweler's Dream, and they do take out the Fire Snake. For the record, I haven't seen these games. I'm just, kind of predicting what the best plays would be, what the standard play would be there, and it looks like Kentucky doesn't have any 2 drop to go with that, which is, again, unfortunate. The Magia draws and drops a Plasma, and that will be annoying for the Amber player to deal with unless they get a retreat or something like that. So here, the Brutalist just hits Amber again. And Raven comes out, and she's, not going to last long. The Brutalist does go ahead and die, but she's not going to last long with a Plasma out, because the Plasma can take her out by himself. So the Plasma does indeed use his ability, hits Raven, and then attacks Raven to finish her off. And does not have his own 2 drop. Now, ideal would have been to drop Raven, finish off the Brutalist last turn, and that gave him 2 extra resources. If he would have had a retreat, he could have bounced the Plasma, and still had a Raven on board right here. But instead, the Plasma was able to take out the Raven. So the Plasma does get hit with the Jeweler's Dream, which then falls apart due to its durability. And the Magia player draws here and uses a Fireball, and I'm sure uses the Plasma's ability to take out that Aeon. He's thinking about it. Alright, there we go. Does that, and then attacks the hero for 3. So our Amber player is at 19 health. Our Magia player's at a full 26, and there's a wounded Plasma on board. The Amber player, of course, so is way down in cards. She needs a Blood Frenzy or something to help get her back. So here out comes another Jeweler's Dream, and that'll help finish off the Plasma, and gives 4 resources to the Amber player. So let's see if they and Kentucky plays an Alden. Now he's got a little bit of board control. Snow Sapphire comes out though, so Kentucky's going to need a Smashing Blow to get rid of that, because that is quite the annoying card. And a Raven comes out, and he does go ahead and attack at that Snow Sapphire with the Jeweler's Dream and with the Alden. I probably would not have attacked with the Alden right there, simply because if something like a Plasma Bee comes out, Raven can't deal with it alone. She's only 4 attack. And with both your hero and Alden frozen, you can't finish it off. He does go ahead and Fireball Alden, who's already frozen. Seems kind of pointless. And then lightning strike. Oh man, an extra terrible play, because he could have gotten rid of Raven with the lightning strike and the fireball. And Raven, you'd much rather have Raven dead than Alden. Plus, the Alden was already frozen. So I don't know what Knight Vienen was thinking right there, but clearly wasn't. Regardless, we've got Raven out, so we've got some board control. And like I was saying, I probably still wouldn't attack with Raven here, because if she gets frozen, you kind of lose that board control. He does go ahead and attack with Raven anyway. I would have probably left her. I guess I mean, he's trying to chip away at that Snow Sapphire. We know what he's doing, but if something comes out, it's a lot harder to deal with. Of course, it looks like, you know, nothing's coming out. It's just a bunch of burns. So he does burn the Alden here, which is probably the better play because Raven's frozen. You have time to deal with her with the lightning strike. She only has 3 health. But on the earlier turn, it would have been better to kill her instead of the frozen Alden. And an Infernal comes out. And a special delivery on the Infernal, plus the Jeweler's Dream will finish that off, giving Raven time to unfreeze and deal with anything else that comes out next turn. With 4 resources left, Kentucky plays Unenrage to up his health. And the Magia player uses the ability to draw. They're down to 10 cards. Oh, what? Apparently they had no, in those 4 cards and 7 resources, they had nothing to play. I mean, or else just something that would die to Raven, I guess. You know, like a Fire Snake or something stupid. But, wow. Well, that's gonna, you know, help Kentucky quite a bit, because getting a free turn is always good. Again, he voluntarily freezes his Raven, and it does get rid of the Snow Sapphire here. But then he retreats it back to his hand, attacks with the Jeweler's Dream, and then replays the Raven. So that he has an unfrozen Raven. Now, I think I would have done that differently. Obviously, here's where he's left with at the end of this turn. He's got a Raven that's not frozen, and nothing in hand. Weapon's dead. He's going to draw 1 card next turn. What I would have done is attacked with the hero, wiping out the Snow Sapphire and freezing Amber. The weapon would have died, and then attacked with Raven and hit the hero. She wouldn't have been frozen. What we would have been left with at the end of the turn is a frozen hero and a retreat in hand. I would rather have the hero frozen right here and the retreat in hand, because the retreat's going to help you deal with anything else that comes out. Raven's going to help you, obviously, but a retreat also will help you, like, deal with the Plasma Bee that Raven can't deal with on her own, because there's no weapon on board. So your hero being frozen is not that big a deal. Yeah, if you draw a weapon next turn, she'll get to use it right away, which will be nice, but you're only drawing 1 card because there's still no Blood Frenzy out. So you're only drawing 1 card. If that card's a weapon, you will get to use your hero right away, and then you will go, okay, yay, I'm glad my hero's not frozen. But if you don't draw a weapon, then your hero's going to thaw the next turn anyway. It won't matter, and you still have that retreat in hand. So I don't really care for the play of attacking with Raven to kill the Snow Sapphire and then bouncing her back to hand and then playing her again, because he could have instead just killed the Snow Sapphire with the hero and kept the retreat, and still had an unfrozen Raven on board. Now, I would say that would be a good play if the Snow Sapphire still had 2 durability. I would have attacked with both the hero and Raven, bounced Raven back to hand, and then played her again. Now, one reason why bouncing Raven back to hand here is a good play is because she was only at 3 health, so a lightning strike would kill her. And now this bumps her back up to 6, which means she's invulnerable to a lightning strike, to a single fireball, or a supernova. So that does help, but in general, I would say I would rather have my hero frozen and a retreat in hand than to have my hero unfrozen with no weapon on board. And a Snow Sapphire comes out again, so Kentucky's got to be kind of a little aggravated at that, but he has major board control, and right here, Kentucky didn't have anything to play. He chose not to attack with the Raven, which I agree with, because it'll help him keep board control. But he didn't have anything to play. Right here, his hero would be unfrozen, same as it was. We'd be in the same situation, but he'd have an extra retreat in hand. And of course, yes, he would have a Raven with only 3 health on it, but extra retreat helps him deal with more stuff. Essentially, I'd probably rather bounce an enemy ally than heal 3 health on one of my own allies. So he does hit the Infernal and make it a 0 attack, and he finally gets a Blood Frenzy out, which is going to let Kentucky start drawing more. The game's so far progressed at this point, essentially. Let's see, the Magia player does attack Raven with with at least 1 Brutalist, and then attacks the other. I'm guessing he's going to do a Supernova here, because that gets Raven down to 5. So either way, it turns out that a Supernova would have killed her. Retreating her back didn't really help much. It saved 1 damage off the hero by that Brutalist having to attack Raven first, but it didn't save her from the Supernova, so having the extra retreat here could be a little more useful. Anyway, so now Kentucky is drawing some extra cards, but our Magia player is almost decked. They're only down to about 5 cards here. He does kill the Fire Snake with a Berserker's Edge. That Snow Sapphire is still going to be annoying, but I'm doubting the Magia player can do enough damage with the 8 cards they have left. And they do go ahead and shriek away the Berserker's Edge with the now 7 cards they have left in deck and hand. I'm doubting they can do enough damage to do all 18 to our hero, the Amber Rain, before she's able to finish off the Magia player. So as long as she can deal with those plasmas, which I'm guessing using the Jeweler's Dream on, because there's no point in attacking the Snow Sapphire hero, freezing yourself. And so the plasma is going to get a good shot off next turn and do some damage. But, oh, nope, it's not, because the weapon combined with Special Delivery kills it. And our Magia player is rapidly running out of options by essentially not killing the Amber player quick enough. They do toss out an Infernal, double Infernal, and that'll help bleed away at the Amber player. As long as Amber can get out a couple allies, does Crippling Blow one of them, and drops a Raven out. And then, let's see who decides not to attack with the Jeweler's Dream. Lightning Strike will wound Raven down to 3, but the Infernal still is not going to be able to finish it off because it only does 2 attack. So it does go ahead and just attack the hero down to 9 and take away a point of durability on the Jeweler's Dream. So now the Amber Rain player is down to 8 health. They have another Crippling Blow, and they play a Berserker's Edge to kill the Jeweler's Dream and attack the Magia player with... I don't think I'm a fan of that play either. Here's likely what I would have done in that situation last turn. Your opponent's at so few cards. Essentially, they've got, now after they draw, 1 in deck and 2 in hand, they're at 3 total cards. They're going to start taking draw damage. I'm not in a hurry to push and win the game, even though I'm taking 1 damage with because of Blood Frenzy. They're going to be taking draw damage every turn. I'm more worried about board control at this point, so I probably would have passed on all my attacks right there to make sure these last 3 cards aren't going to hurt me. Like a Plasma right here with my Frozen Hero could kill me because Raven can't do enough damage. Essentially a Plasma coming down, Raven making its attack 0, but then the Plasma doing 4 directly to the hero could so accelerate my demise that it's not worth it. I'd rather let his hero have the 1 extra health that damage did, and essentially because we're both going to be bleeding. So here he does a Lightning Strike on Raven and Amber, and that kills a Raven, and that puts the Amber player down to 4, and it's frozen, so has nothing to do. Magia player is at 12 and draws and gets out a final Plasma. Amber's down to 3 health. She retreats the Plasma back to hand, plays an Aeon, and attacks an Infernal. mainly just to get the attack of the Berserker's Edge back up higher. Because what's going to happen here is Magia is going to play the Plasma, Aeon will attack it, and then the Berserker's Edge can finish it off. Of course, Berserker's Edge can just kill it anyway, because I was going to say, otherwise it would have been pointless to attack the Infernal, if you're going to have to attack it with both. Oh, and then the Smashing Blow goes ahead and kills the Sapphire, which is going to let our Amber player win, even with only about 2 health. Here Aeon does 3, they're knocked down to 8. They're going to take a draw damage, it's going to knock them down to 7. And they have our Magia player, Night Vianin, has no way to do damage. So the Amber player with 1 health, I don't know why, for some reason he's playing more cards, but he does go ahead and attack the Magia player and finish them off, and Kentucky wins with 1 health. So there was some plays I kind of disagreed with throughout that game, but overall some pretty good play. Hopefully you guys learned a little bit, both from the way they played the cards and from the way I said that I might have played them. Hopefully you guys enjoyed listening to that. Thanks for the suggestion, Kentucky, and if you guys have any other good games that you play that you want me to commentate, make sure you leave a message in one of my threads, or send me a private message on the forums or through YouTube. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for listening.